You have 10 minutes to learn how to fly the plane, they tell me. If it's a challenge or a prank, it's a bloody good one. 10 minutes? Well, that's a full 8 minutes more than I'll need, I wisecrack back. You have to show the fellas you can take it, but inside I am quaking with excitement, with terror, with sheer joy, which sounds odd, I suppose. Don't you know there's a war on? My commanding officer tells me. What are you doing with that smile on your face? For one terrible moment, I think I'm in real trouble. I hold my breath. But then she winks at me, because she knows my CO. She knows how utterly marvellous this is going to be. She's like me, or I am like her. That's why she picked me, singled me out. She made this happen. She told the powers that be, women can do more than you have given them to do. If you let them, they will fly. If you ask of them, they will rise to the challenge. They will risk their lives the way men do. And that's when it really hit me, what I was about to do. Fly or die, and by golly I'll die trying. We don't ever know until the last moment what plane will fly or where we're even going. It could be a Lancaster, a Spitfire, a Harrison, a Wellington. It could be Portsmouth or Scotland or what does it matter? I'll fly anything, anywhere, just to be up there. Doing my bit is what I mean, of course, because there's a war on. But still, something inside me is singing again, and I thought that we were done with singing in this time. I thought I would never want to sing again, but I can feel my feet itching to leave the ground, my toes lifting up as if we're already off, my face turning towards the sun. Oh, to fly again! But before that, there are certain procedures that have to happen. It is 1943 after all, and we women aren't popular in the Air Force. Not yet.
The editor of Aeroplane magazine thinks that there are millions of women in the country who could do useful jobs in war, but the trouble is that so many of them insist on wanting to do jobs which they are quite incapable of doing. The menace is the woman who thinks that she ought to be flying in a high-speed bomber when really she has not the intelligence to scrub the floor of a hospital properly. Huh? Or who wants to nose around as an air raid warden and yet can't cook her husband's dinner.
He will learn. Take 8 girls. Call them the 8. Do not call them ladies. There's nothing ladylike about this game. Not anymore. Call them the ATA girls because it sounds catchy. It means the Air Transport Auxiliary, that's all. But it sounds as if we're up and at 'em, and in a way we will be. Clothe them in an appropriate manner at all times to fly an open cockpit plane in the dead of winter at several thousand feet. Therefore, regulation uniforms are black stockings, a pleated skirt, a smart cap. This is before someone sees sense and gives us permission to wear fur-lined flying suits and boots. But these must be removed as soon as we exit the aircraft, or there will be repercussions. None of us ever want to take the flight jackets off ever again. Girls from all walks of life, some not even old enough to drive a car. Socialites, working girls, a skiing instructor, a ballet dancer, mothers, a grandmother, a stunt pilot, Mathematician, architect, typist, actress. Teach us to fly is all we have in common. And since most of us already know how to do that, throw a logbook at us and set the timer for 10 minutes. After all, we're only delivering planes to different destinations for the real pilots to fly. The men. Atta girl. That's what the ground crews say to us when we walk onto the tarmac. These men will treat us with respect, we are assured. They might think it a little odd seeing a female pilot, but they never say anything loud enough for me to hear. Apart from the time I deliver a Wellington, a big old beast, and switch everything off, unbuckle my parachute and walk down the steps of this huge aeroplane, the ground crew ask me where the pilot is. You're looking at her, fellas. They laugh. I shrug. As I walk away, I see them investigating the footwell to see if he is hiding there. I'd flown it all by myself, whereas the RAF have a crew of between 5 and 7 men flying those planes. And I had to navigate all on my own. How to fly a plane. Set your mind to landing. I always do that. Think ahead. Memorize the aeronautics, the numbers in the logbook. Every plane is different. They all like different handling. It's surprising how many pilots rely on their second, but I will be on my own up there. Lastly, screw your courage to the sticking place, my CO says to me, looking me in the eye. There may be some bumpy rides, but we will do it. Every time I turn up at an airfield, the same patter. You got 10 minutes to learn how to fly that plane, they said. That's 8 minutes more than I need, but I'll find a way to kill the remaining time. Of course I didn't really do that, but it looks good for the publicity photos. She had so much time to kill, she even refreshed her lipstick. Always keep up appearances, even at 10,000 feet in an open cockpit. Your head's so cold you think it might fall off. Your hands numb despite the sheepskin gloves. Your hair a freezing sheet of ice and tangle. Obviously, I always put my lipstick on before I left the barracks. None of this, no one will see me, so I can just go barefaced. What an idea! It's a matter of pride to me. No matter what I'm feeling, no matter how hard it all is, you keep your head cool and your face turned towards the sun. I leave home at 17 and before I know it I'm billeted with a lovely girl. Jeanie, just my type. Straight away we were fast friends. I knew her as well as I knew myself, it seems to me. We're two of a kind. Before our first flight, we shake hands and we make each other a promise. If anything happens to one of us, the other goes on. They go on. Because we are on our own in the end. We are on our own up there. It's not terribly easy because I have no radio, just a map and a compass and my own eyes. When I can take them off, the silver and the blue and the great earth laid out beneath me like a painting. That's when I see what it's all for. It's for this land. For those little houses covered in ivy, that brown dog, That field of corn, that woman standing in the corner of the garden, staring up at me, as if she can see me, as if she can't believe her own eyes. There's nothing like it, nothing on earth. I never want to come down. The flights are always too short for me. I think I'm wicked because I never want the war to end. I want to go on flying, you see. But then one day, I get back from my flight, and the CO on duty that day says to me, without any preliminaries, "I'm awfully sorry to tell you, but your friend Jones was killed this afternoon." Jeanie. He means Jeanie. About 10 minutes later, he says, "Look, we're all very sorry, but pull yourself together. You know, there is a war on and we have a job to do. And no matter what, the other goes on. A promise is a promise. Don't look down. Don't look back. Eyes right ahead. And keep straight on." My first ever warplane is the Spitfire. They call it the ladies' plane because, wait for it, it's light to the touch and incredibly sensitive. So I get into it expecting a calm, gentle ride when, oh my Christ, it feels like a donkey's kicked me in the arse, and the next thing I know I'm 1,000 feet. Screaming wind like a blade through me, and I think that I'm screaming, but then I realise I'm singing for my life. The tears whipped out of me and freezing on the wind, and only the clouds and the silver sky can hear me. And I think of the words that I just heard on the radio.
Oh, I have slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds, and done 100 things you have not dreamed of, wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence, hovering there. I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up the long, delirious burning blue, I've topped the wind-swept heights with easy grace where never lark or ever eagle flew.
And it's true. It's all true. As if we're suspended up here, me and this beauty, this light sensitive plane, swift and sleek as a gull, fast as a hawk. Nothing up here but me now for miles, not until the coast, until I have to bank and turn. If I were a man, I could keep on. Fly right over the coast and keep on going, leave England behind. I know I could do it too, because all that really matters now is being free. It's almost too late to turn as the sun hits my eyes from the reflection on the sea, but just in time, at the last minute, I turn her gently. We turn back, the beauty and I, and she lands as sweetly as any bird. And then I have to hand her over to someone else. I'll probably never see her again after that. You rarely get the same plane twice. I'd know. I'd remember that one. You don't ever forget the ones you love, the fast and furious ones. I never want to fly anything else again after that. As I walk away from her, I hear one of the ground crew say, "Lads, where's the pilot?"
I'm flying across the land. I'm flying high above. I turn my face to the sun. Something inside me is singing. I turn my face to the sun. Something inside me is singing. I'm flying across the land. I'm flying far above. I turn my face to the sun. Something inside me is singing. I turn my face to the sun. Something inside me is singing. There's nothing like it, nothing on earth. There's nothing like it, nothing on earth. Nothing on earth, nothing on earth.